then, hobbyists. Picture the scene. Tamiya have a wall with every type of car that's ever been produced on it. At the Christmas party, after a few warm sakis, they blindfold a staff member, make him spin on the spot 5 times and give him a dart. He then throws said dart at the wall, and whichever car it lands on, they then add this to the following year's range. This must be true, as why else would they have ever decided to make a Subaru Brat kit? This vehicle is a strange one. It's known by multiple different names and was a grey import for the Japanese market. The only people of note that I can find have ever had a Subaru Brat was Ronald Reagan, who was an old-time actor. I think he was also the president of something, but he had that on his ranch. The other person is Joy from My Name is Earl. Anyway, you can now add us to that list. Let me hand you over to the chief engineer to explain.
This is a Tamiya Subaru Brat. One cool vehicle. This is compliments of the RC Elf. Thank you very much. Now we get a chance to build and drive one. Really, really cool. So let's open the box, have a look inside, see what we get. If I can open the box, that is. Here we go. Lots of bits as usual. Seeing some manuals on top, may as well start with that, I suppose. The chassis, very similar to one I've just built on the Tamiya Monster Beetle. That was a really nice build. Not too complicated, easy enough to put together. Very similar instructions. A few parts that are different, but with this, you got your gearbox, you got your drive shaft boot, how to put together your oil-filled suspension, putting in all your radio gear, servo, ESC, connecting it all up, putting the wheels on, and then doing the shells. With this kit, you don't just get one shell, you get 2. So you got a polycarbonate and the hard plastic. So I'll show you those in a minute. What have we got first? In this kit, you get the TBLE 04 ESC. Really nice ESC, nice and compact. With this, we're putting in the Tamiya Sport Tune motor. Really good motor, used these in the past. I had one in my Blackfoot. Very nippy motor. So put that in, see how she performs. For this, we've got the upgraded servo saver from Tamiya. So that'll take a bit more stress than the standard one. The wheels, very nice. Nice and chunky, good grip. Should be ideal for going off-road. We upgraded the bearings to metal and rubber because, again, in the kit you get the plastic ones and we'll just get rid of those straight away. Also, I showed you on the Monster Beetle video the upgraded aluminium wheel hubs, so we're going to put those on the Brat as well. They're good. Next parts that we've got is the main parts of the chassis. We've got the battery cover that goes on the underneath. You've got the part where your servo connects to, and this little part there is for your on-off switch. That's part 3A. And then you've got the other side of the chassis, part 3A, and on this you also have the side parts that hold the battery in. You got part 3C. On this one you've got your plastic wheel hubs, but obviously we're changing those to aluminium. You got your casing for the gears, and then you've got your parts where the drive shafts sit on the rear, and your dust cover for your motor. The wheels on this build are the 3-part wheels. I recently built a Tamiya Hornet for a friend, and it had very similar wheels. Really nice, a little bit tricky to put together because you've got the small bolts and the small nuts, but fun to put together, and they do look really cool. You've got part 3S, that's the standard servo parts, but we'll be using the upgraded servo saver. And then on this you got your parts for your gearbox casing and other servo bit, but won't be using that. For the servo, I'm going E-tronics again. This one is the 9 kilogram. I use the same one in the Monster Beetle build. Really nice little servo, very responsive, metal geared. Yep, nice little servo, that one. The shells. Oh, there's the bumper. Nice and solid. Take a few knocks. So, with this kit, you get the 2 shells. The polycarbonate. Now I've opted to do the polycarbonate, nicely detailed. I was kind of hoping the wheel arches were cut on this one, but they're not, but they're quite big, so it should be okay to cut out. That'll be nice to work on. The hard shell.
I opted to go with the hard shell because I've been doing far too many polycarbonate bodies of late, and yes, I have a very good design idea in mind. Anyway, enough of my interruptions, let me hand you back over to the chief engineer.
Subaru insignia there, your 4-wheel drive, petrol cap, the rear, yeah, that'll be nice. I'm not sure what the design is yet for the hard shell, but for the polycarbonate I'm going to do something a little bit special, and I'm going to be using the PS13, the gold. So that'll stand out, be really nice, and I've already got stickers to go on this vehicle, so hopefully it'll be a nice surprise when you see what I do with it. Got the parts now for the hard plastic shell. You got your sunroofs, got your front windscreen, and you've got your rear windscreen. Nice and smoked. This part 3, part 3L. For the hard shell again, you've got your front bumper, and then you've got the roll cage, I suppose, from the back. Nice and solid. Hard plastic, and the metal thread there to secure it on. You got your body mounts to go on the chassis. And then this part tree D, you got driver, and you've got your tailgate, as they'll call it, I suppose. And then you've got your front bumper, and then your lights and your grille to go on. So that'll be nice. Great detail again. You got the Subaru badge, Subaru name, Subaru badge on the front. Cool. Before I open all the box of bits, we'll just have a look at the sticker sheet. With these stickers, they're mainly for the polycarbonate shell. You've got your windows, front grille, your lights, and all your bits and bobs. I'll use a couple of these, but not all. Like I said, I've got my own design in mind and own stickers to go on it. I'm hoping they're pre-cut, but I don't know. We will see. Right, let's have a look, see what we get. I'll just move this out of the way. Nice to have a little box to contain everything. First off, little blue bag. So you've got your gearing, got your drive shaft joints, you've got the main part for your drive shaft, and you've got your plastic bearings in there as well. And then you've got your side parts in metal that hold the rear axle part onto the chassis. That's pretty good having them in the steel, because on the Monster Beetle they're in the plastic. And then also you've got your pinion gears, and you get 3 different sizes of pinion gear with this kit, because you get different size spur gears. So depending on what motor you use and what kind of performance you want out of the vehicle, you'll put different spur gears in and use different pinion gear on your motor. Another bag of bits. Got your grease, got your AW grease, got your drive shaft boot, you got sticky back plastic, yeah, another spanner, and a few other little bits and bobs. These parts of your front axles, and parts of your suspension to go on the shocks, and a lovely bag of metal bits. In here you've got the skid guard for underneath, you got your front parts that hold the front axles, and you got your plates for the gearbox. Nice to see so many metal bits. In this one you got some metal rods, they go on the chassis, parts of your front axles and suspension, some springs, and the little cardboard cutout that goes on the motor. Loads of bags. So we've got bag A, B, C, D and E, and then another random bag, parts of your suspension, and that's your soft damper oil to go in there. Bag A, screws. Bag B, screws. Bag C. There, all your little nuts and bolts for the wheels. Bag D, more screws and nuts. And then bag E, more screws. And also a lovely blue aluminium part Very nice. Cool kit. Lots of bits. Now the radio gear for this kit, as you know, in a lot of my builds I use the Ghoul RC, but for this one we're going to try something different and use a different brand. So for this one we're going to be using the Spectrum STX3 2.4 gigahertz digital radio system. Very nice looking, seems smooth, nice wheel action. As usual on the controllers you get all the standard buttons and knobs on it. So you got your throttle, you got your steering, throttle trim, steering trim, throttle rate, steering rate, and then your throttle limiter, so you can speed up the motor from transmitter. It's got a good weight to it, so we'll see how it performs and let you know. With that, the receiver for it is the SRX 300 3-channel. A little bit bigger than the Ghoul RC that I usually use. But Spectrum, as I'm aware, they're a good make, so stick that in, see how we get on. So that is the Subaru Brat kit. So should take a couple of weeks, put it together, sort out the shells. But like I said, with 2 shells, we're going to have 2 different designs, 2 different colours, and hopefully you'll like the both of them. So please tune back in, keep updated with the build, and then see it on its first run. So please like and subscribe. Goodbye.
This looks like it's going to be a really good kit, and especially because it has the 2 shells, it makes it good for sharing. So you don't miss out on further videos and similar nonsense, please like, feel free to comment, definitely subscribe, and press that bell-shaped thingy to be woken up at all hours for further content. But for now, that's your lot.